Take the short talk in his speech. I don't know if it's I a little bit to talk about a logical moment. I think so, about the Bolshevik movement. It's interesting your speech in English. It's not so easy for me, but I think that you put one thing that is good, that we are now internationally in a little bit post-liberal moment. That were in Occident, the bourgeoisie, democracy still works, but really also you have authoritarian, so I think so, you have the last triumph of Pandami in New York. Okay, we will see, how to interlink the institutional situation with the streets, because in the institutional situation, in New York, you have the Democrats in front of him, you have the state, you have Trump, and you have the ISE, and you have a lot of problems to make a socialist administration. The triumph of Mandami is very good, but how he's going to manage, economic and political manage to have a municipality in New York if he don't call to people to the streets? It's too difficult, And if he calls people to the streets, it will be very nice, We have class struggle. If he goes only by institutional means, he's go nowhere. Because you can't go against all the Democratic Party, all the state, all the Trump, all the Supreme Court, without money, without the ISE. For example, okay, Trump take the ISE to New York. Okay, the ISE. ISE. Well, okay, it's the same thing. Okay, the ISE. Okay. To the streets in New York. What is going to go do Mandami? Because he's a provocador, ¿no? Provocador, ¿está bien? Okay? Provocateur. Trump, he's going to send the IC to New York. And Mandami, which is going to say? Because he make an electoral campaign that was good, was about solidarity, was about, everybody is equal, was about against genocide in Gaza. Okay? We have to talk also politics, because if not, everything too abstract, So that's I link that with what says George, that I don't know if it's possible to say Bolshevik moment is too much, but you have a street moment and a fight moment in front of you, because if not, Mandami goes like Syriza, capitulate. One day win, and the day tomorrow capitulate. The story of Syriza in 2015. So this is interesting, because we are entering in a world with much, with much touch, with much street, with much materialist questions. So you can look the triumph of Mandami as a Kauskian moment. But now he needs a Bolshevik moment. Okay? Yes, very now the Kauskian moment, you win the municipality of New York, blah, 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 blah. But now he needs the Bolshevik moment. As says George, he said more abstract, with Hegel and so on, but in concrete, we need now the Bolshevik moment. This is the first question I want to say to make it more politically the debate, not so abstract. Now, the second question, I go to very concrete, very profound also. We have experiences. We have experiences in Greece, and we have experiences in Argentina, But the problem is that you take in your hand the factories, but if you don't take in your hand the big means of productions, you remain a cooperative. You remain a cooperative, you have no money to put in production, you have the big factories in hand of the capitalists, and you begin to be poor, and the factory closed, because you can live in a factory that you have, I don't know, $100 or $200 a month, because you don't have capital, you don't have money. You can make investments to maintain the competitivity, So the problem, you have experience, and that experience demonstrates that the workers can conduce the production, but you need the Bolshevik moment. You need the power moment. You need, because the working class, different from the bourgeoisie class, cannot take in his hand first the economy and then the political power. It needs to make, it's different, historically different, that transition from feudalism to capitalism. It needs to take in his hand first the political power and then to transform the society, which you can go to Marx, that the idea with the revolution is a negative moment, and to start transition to socialism is a transformation of society, is much difficult, is terribly difficult, and it's a positive moment. So, but you have experiences that demonstrate the capacity of the workers, but are limited because the problem is politically, So I take two things more and I finished. China is a capitalist, is a state capitalist form, social form, state capitalist form, social form, where the workers are totally alienated of power. You have a different form of neoliberal form. You have a control market by the state, but it's a good example of how economy don't resolve the problems of power, of politics, because you have a different form. You have a state that controls the economy, not as economy that controls the state, like the neoliberalist model, more in Washington, the consensus of Washington. But the problem is the workers have no power. Well, you have a problem very big in China. In China don't exist civil society. Also, the Buddhists are in the Communist Party. It's crazy, The organization of Buddhists and other, kind of practice and religions are part of the Communist Party. It's ridiculous. You don't have one independent institution in China, and there is a very good person that he's dead, he's Roland Leu. I don't know if you read Roland Leu, también from Brussels, from the origin, the Mandelists, the Luxembourgists that studied China in the last century, that say, well, the problem, you have a lot of problems, but one of the problems with China is that you have an anti-capitalist revolution that was not socialist because the workers don't take the power, but you don't have previously a bourgeoisie revolution, so you don't have a tradition of democracy. So China is a very big problem, but Michael Roberts and so on are too impressive about China, said China is not capitalist. Yeah, yes, it's capitalist. It's another form of capitalism. Yeah, it's another form of worker exploitation. The workers can't organize, not politically, syndically, they can organize in the more elemental levels. So I finish with the technology. I don't like too more the technology. I don't think that the technology solves social problems. Oh, it's a medium, okay? But my preoccupation is that we are now fetishists of technology. Okay, I'm against that. Technology is a herramienta.
Tool.
It's a tool, an important tool. It's really, for socialization, could be an important tool. But technology is not make our life happy. We need social. The problem is social. The problem, if you take technology as Deus ex machina, this is a bourgeoisie conception, and you need to. You can solve the social problems by you have a level that we are in the capitalist, blah blah. You have productive forces and destructive forces. Technology have two faces, blah 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 blah. But the problem is in última instancia, in last instance, political and social, and not technological. Thanks.